His real name's George Raymond Martin. At the age of 13, he added a name, Richard, and he became George R.R. Martin. Just like J.R.R. Tolkien. Surely that was deliberate. Well, I'm suggesting that Martin, at a very early age, got the idea of matching Tolkien in some way. I won't say outdoing. I don't know what his exact ambition was, but matching Tolkien. Now, the other thing I've got to say about him, and I've got to say this isn't my idea, I got it from a guy called Brian Miller. And as soon as he said it, I thought, yeah, that's right. So I was immediately convinced by it, but you may not be. Let me put two propositions to you. Is it not the case that in Tolkien, characters are good or bad? Nothing in the middle. No shades of grey.
No.
Oh, I can see heads shaking. Ha! Why do people argue with me? I've never been able to understand. I know what you're thinking. There's Boromir. No, he's a good character who is corrupted by the ring, because that's what the ring does to all characters, whoever they are. And I might say the ring works on you by picking something good out of you and perverting it. In Boromir's case, of course, service to Gondor. Then there's Denethor. No, he's a bad character. He's a suicide. He's a son murderer. And he's not corrupted by the ring. He's corrupted by his own fear. This is disputable, and people have disputed it with me. And they are wrong. I think I proved that. Well, how about Gollum? No, he's not a character. He's two characters. He's two characters. There's Gollum, who is corrupted by the ring, and Smeagol, who is made into a murderer by the ring. Nevertheless, they are still, in a sense, two characters, because, as you know, Smeagol sometimes peeps out of Gollum and is shoved back. Okay, who's the best example of a morally ambiguous character in Tolkien? I've rejected all the ones you thought of, and I'll come out with a very minor character. Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Now, you may remember, she is under strong suspicion of stealing Bilbo's silver spoons at the end of The Hobbit. And furthermore, she and all her family can't stand the Bagginses. So that makes her a bad character. But on the other hand, in the Scouring of the Shire, it is reported that she went for Saruman's gang with her umbrella, showing more spirit than most of the hobbits. And she was eventually released from the lockholes to great applause, after which she becomes popular for the first time in her life, and she bequeaths all her property to charity. So there's a character who has a change of heart. Okay, well, that's my example of a morally indeterminate character in Tolkien. But in Martin, surely the case is much clearer. It's not the case that they're all good or bad and there are no shades of grey. They're all shades of grey. Some are very dark grey, and I dare say some are very pale grey. But frankly, you wouldn't want to have a beer with any of them. There are plenty of people who are absolutely horrible, like Rhys Bolden, who hunts girls with man-eating dogs. And then there's Cersei Lannister, who blow the whole thing up in order to retain power. There's Jaime Lannister, who is incestuous and is prepared to murder a child to conceal his crime. And there's, well, you can fill them in for yourself. Is there anyone who can be called like good? Oh, blimey. This is not... perhaps I'm pushing the wrong button. Well, I'm not pushing the wrong button. It'll come up. There we are. These are examples of admirable characters in George R.R. Martin.
Derivation mark.
Well, there's Sansa Stark. She feeds her husband to the dogs. Well, She was provoked. There's Arya Stark, who is a trained assassin, and she feeds his own son, Sir Lord Frey, in a pie, which might be regarded as going a bit far. There's Daenerys Targaryen, you know, very nice hairstyle, but attempted to crucify people and also burn them alive. For instance, the Dothraki widows, you know, she burns the widow's house down and all the widows inside it. Perhaps she should have encouraged them to come out instead. Well, anyway, no, that's what she does. And then there's Jon Snow. Nice guy in many ways, but of course you have to remember that when it comes to it, he's quite prepared to hang a child who is well underneath the age of official responsibility. There's Tyrion Lannister, cleverest person in the show, but he does shoot his own father, and also in embarrassing circumstances, which I feel is unfilial. Should have waited a bit and shot him later. And, I won't go through them. You can see the ones I'm talking about. And you notice, if you've seen the end of the TV series, the only character fit to take the Iron Throne in the end is Bran the Broken, first of his name. Why? Because he hasn't done anything in the whole series. Well, that's my point, saying there's a difference between them, a very big difference. And the question is, do you think that's deliberate?
Oh, yeah.
Tolkien created a world of moral certainty. And therefore Martin said to himself, I'm going to create a world of total moral uncertainty. And if so, what does that tell us about the way things have changed between 1954 and like now? Well, the price of beer has gone up something shocking. I suspect that there have been more far-reaching changes in our collective psyches as well. Well, I'm not going to answer my own question. What does that tell us about the way things have changed? I'll let you come up with your own answers and tell me if you've got a good one.